I insist. So on guard, who knows what the fates have in store from their vast mysterious sky. I'll try hard, ignoring those lips I adore. But how long can anyone try? Fight, 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 fight it with all of our might. Chances are some heavenly star-spangled night we'll find out as sure as we live. Something's gotta give, something's gotta give, something's gotta give.
I don't believe it. Grant actually went to Colonel Autumn and got approval for her damn efficiency guidelines. All experiments will be carried out with the test subject fully active to reduce iteration time. It's barbaric. I've explained this to the Colonel. Just because the iBots don't have true AI doesn't mean they're just machines. I guess results are all that matter around here. Forget things like ethical procedures or humane treatment. I'm starting to have serious misgivings about leadership around here. At least I've got you to talk to, huh, Eddie?
In possibly related news, local chem dealers report an overall decrease in their standard of living. That's all for now. This is Mr. New Vegas saying, I'm just no good without you. And now, I'd like to play my very favorite songs for you.
Through the town of our Freer rode a stranger one day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came a whisper from each lip, and he's here to do some business with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more, 1 in 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was in Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead, and he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red, after Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were looking from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death, about to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the ranger is still talked about today. Texas outlaw on the ground. Big iron on his head. Big iron. When he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his head.
There you are. You went quiet for a time. Knew killing the bear wouldn't prove easy. You and your machine. You survived. There's a lesson here in the Divide. Old world history about paving and intentions could teach the Republic a thing or two, if they listened. They have an idea of trying to do what's right, never quite getting there. Maybe you've seen it. Neptune. Elsewhere. See it everywhere. The bear. Bear's too busy carving up the Mojave with knives, roads, borders, and how things should be, to see how it is. They're stretched thin, can't protect their front lines, their towns. Think paper's power, radio means control. All of it useless. No matter now, Bear couldn't hold the divide. You and that machine are all that remains of NCR here. Rest fell to radiation, fire, and what burrows below. You see, true, not scavengers. It's what they wore before this all happened. Pain makes for strange allies. The hate the bear and bull shared across the battlefield now turned against the divide. Few survived, intact. Many NCR were already here when the destruction happened, keeping the route east open in fear of Caesar, fear of the Legion. The dam, that old world wall. The bear, NCR, couldn't be allowed to reach it easily. Long 15, Cayman, both bad enough. Kimball, Kaiser, House. You'd think their whole world was that wall, cutting the Colorado. If I'd never laid eyes on it, never spoke of it. But once found, it was all Caesar could see. That, and the flag beyond it, another symbol, big enough to challenge him. And the divide, one of the roads to it. Legion was tasked with cutting that artery. If you can't kill the bear in one stroke, bleed it, starve it. That kind of murder. It's what any of the Legion would have done. Now, the divide belongs to history. Tunnelers, predators that make their own roads beneath the ground here. Divide broke their sky, showed them the world above, and the scent of new prey. Be a slower death for the Mojave than bombs and fire. But they'll come for its people, from where they least expect, below. Makes sense. Truth favors that. Matches the history of this place. Were signs they were here for a long time, before marked men, before what happened to the divide cracked their sky. If so, they were buried deep. Might have been born the day America's embers started to settle. Seen worse things twisted by radiation. Death will come from below. In the divide, need to watch the sky and the ground. Mojave will be easy prey for them. They'll start emerging throughout the Mojave in time. Might be years, probably less. They breed fast. Hunting groups, more than enough to bring down the strongest in the Mojave, once they draw blood. Seen them tear apart Deathclaws. Deathclaw might get some, but the rest will swarm it, tear it apart, like Denver hounds. Mojave and the Divide are the only places I've walked. Walked the east, too, before the bull came. Then, much like the Mojave before the bear, tribes, towns, clutching to life. Bull did a better job. They bear false versions of Leggett the Noose's mask, the one Caesar fashioned for him. Thought it was an insult at first. No better now. It's shaped from divide metal, not with care and strength, but with hate. Keeps them anchored. Crude, effective. reflective, like the blades they carry, distant mirrors of their legate, a symbol they can hold on to, while the divide tears at them.
Talking about the gamma radiation. I've got no
For the two-headed bear, NCR, they don't have symbols in the same way Legion does.
strain on ray.
They revere their mines and explosives, guns. That is their religion. Death from afar. Take pride in it.
Recently, most are calling the static quote
The tapes.
welcome.
Didn't think those would be found. You know the divide better than I thought. Had tech from the big empty. Recorder a woman gave me. Didn't survive the road. On its last legs.
Right now.
Cast it and the tapes aside. Weren't worth the words anyway. Not like I'd forget what happened. If you heard them. Nothing but ramblings. Reminders for a man who doesn't need them. Probably more lying from here to the divide. Maybe not. Who's to say? You, perhaps, found them, heard them after I cast them aside. Maybe there was purpose in that. If they matter, if history matters, we'll see at the end of the road. At the end of the high road lies Ashton, its silo. That machine with you, it can open it, wake it up, like it did the one in Hopeville. Hate? No. There's nothing to hate in metal, steel, gold, or platinum. Your machine, it's just a tool, made of the wreckage of the divide. All that was brought here. You know the why of it. If you don't, I do. And that's enough. Shows trust only walks so far west. Earned more than that, though, getting this far. We walk the same road, carry the same colors. Can't break that by making the road red. Want more than that? Walk the divide. Answers will come closer you get to home. You and that machine. Many in the Mojave think the divide's nothing but canyon and storm. Wasn't always. There was life. A town farther west. Not talking about an old world town like Hopeville. More recent. Something you saw in your lifetime. It had the name, the divide, too. But rather than cracks in the earth, it was a road from the west into the Mojave, a supply line. Took a courier to make that road. You. Back then, you saw the road with eyes facing east. This time, the divide's in the other direction. And if your eyes try to make sense of it when you reach it, home's not what it was. All roads lead back to one's home. Not your birthplace, maybe, but home. Home isn't where you were born into this world. You taught me that. Part of your message, whether you meant it or not, can be a place of mind, a moment where you know who you are, the history of it, and they can be places you breathe life into. Never would have known the divide had it not been for you. The road you made with your tracks again and again. You were the only one willing to make the journey to and from here. A hard road. Kept the land before the divide alive through seasons, storms. just a job? Was something more to you? Don't feel for a place that hard unless it's home.
But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end.
Wrong. No, I know the truth of it. It was you walking that road that kept the divide alive. It grew from what you did. Settlers, camps, filling that old world city. Chance for a new nation, new beginning, new way of thinking. Could have breathed new life into the Mojave, bridging east, west, like Hoover Dam. But not old world. Something you made. Road was a supply line.
Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I
NCR saw the worth in that road you made. Staked a claim, whether it was wanted there or not. True elsewhere in the Mojave. And where the bear tries to cling to life, the Legion comes, bearing messages. Some brought by blade, others by couriers. You knew what was coming, as sure as I know what's coming for you. This time you carry the burden. Walk west into the sun and keep walking until it dies. There, I'll be waiting.
Maybe you're cold, but you're so warm inside. I was always a fool for my Johnny, for the one they call Johnny Guitar. Play it again, what if you go? What if you stay? I love you. What if you're poor? You can be kind. I know. There was never a man like my Johnny, like the one they call Johnny Guitar. There was never a man like my Johnny, like the one they call Johnny Guitar. Play it again, Johnny Guitar.
Welcome back to the Mr. New Vegas show. The show with, in my opinion, which I respect, the best looking audience around. Somebody prove me wrong? This just in. A hostage crisis between the NCR and the Great Khans was resolved peacefully when a third-party negotiator successfully secured the hostages' release. In other news, the King's Gang in Freeside has put an official end to the hostilities with the NCR, and RN TMV reporter was on hand to speak with the king.
I feel so bad. I think it's time we reconsider, baby.
Today's headlines were brought to you by Prem. Prem, the other New Vegas. Got some songs coming up for you right now. At least one is probably about love. The women of New Vegas ask me a lot if there's a Mrs. New Vegas. Well, of course there is. You're her. And you're still as perfect as the day we met. This just in. Traders from California are being turned away from Mojave Outpost where the NCR is concerned about dangers along Nipton Highway and I-15. In addition, scavengers report hulking individuals moving around Hidden Valley after dusk, but have been unable to identify them due to low visibility. The preceding segment was sponsored by the Silver Rush. Silver Rush. Feel the rush of a warm laser in your hand. And now, I'd like to play one of my very favorite songs for you.
past wind and sand, so deep in the desert, there's no turning back. Finding the crater was an accident, was following the weather patterns. The divide sky torn like that. Man's violence, not nature's. That violence in the sky had a source. Tracked it, like following a river current. Left the colors to mark my way, like always. In case someone finds them, learns the pattern. The courier might. But I thought sand and wind would never end. Came to the crater. And there was an old-world facility. A weather station at the edge. Still raking the sky with electricity and generators. And beyond it, saw the rest of the old world hell there. All carved up like garden plots. Had to see what was there. Couldn't leave it be. Things asleep in the big empty. The Brotherhood woke them up. Can't move quiet any more than the two-headed bear can. And when they woke up, it was like all of history waking up at once. Almost didn't make it out. Almost. Left with answers I never intended.
As we live, something's gotta give, something's gotta give, something's gotta give.
You're listening to Radio New Vegas, your little jukebox in the Mojave Wasteland. I am Mr. New Vegas, and I'm here for you. I've got news for you. Rumors persist about a super mutant refuge nestled high in the ski lodge to the northwest. If you should find it, do not, repeat, do not belittle a super mutant for taking the bunny slope. In addition, a Legion slaver party was wiped out in a failed raid of the Bitter Springs refugee camp, with 2 armed civilians inflicting heavy Legion casualties. One witness said, quote, God sent us 2 angels, and at least one had him a .308 caliber flaming sword of justice with a telescopic sight. That's the news. This is Mr. New Vegas filling in for Mr. New Vegas. And now, Nat King Cole reminding us what really matters with Love Me As Though There Were No Tomorrow. Because in New Vegas, hey, you never know.
As though there were no tomorrow. Take me out of this world tonight. Take me, make me forget my sorrow. So when I wake tomorrow, I'll know our love was right. Kiss me as though it were now or never. Teach me all that a heart should know. Love me as though there were no tomorrow. Oh my darling, love me. Don't ever let me go. Love me as though there were
Mr. New Vegas, and I feel something magic in the air tonight, and I'm not just talking about the gamma radiation. If you like news, you're gonna love our next segment. Rumors have surfaced that Top's hotel owner Benny has taken yet another unexpected leave of absence. We spoke to his right-hand man, Swank.
Do I seem worried to you, baby? Sometimes a cat just needs room to swing. He'll be back. Sure as a conga drum's got a groovy beat.
In other news, rumors continue to swell that Mr. House, the father of New Vegas, has passed away. Who will fill the power vacuum on the strip remains uncertain. Mojave, Mo problems. Am I right? Got some Dean Martin coming up, talking about the greatest feeling in the world, love. Ain't that a kick in the head? Sure is. Dino, it sure is.
How lucky can one guy be? I kissed her and she kissed me. Like the fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? The room was completely black. I hugged her and she hugged back. Like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in the boat? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep and keep grinning. If this is just the beginning, my life is gonna be beautiful. I've sunshine enough to spread. It's just like the fella said. Tell me quick, ain't love a kick in the head?
I've got a new Christmas compilation coming out soon. Nuclear Winter Wonderland. Look for it on holotape. This just in. Merchants are saying that there's been little contact between traders from Nipton in recent days, causing concerns that the isolated town may be in trouble. Also, we're hearing rumors that Caesar may have been assassinated by an unknown party. It is currently not known how the assassin was able to evade security. Once again, Caesar dead. A shocking turn of events whose impact is anyone's guess at this point. Those were our top stories. This next song is just magical. I hope you enjoy.
All due respect, sir, I think you're making a mistake. We're close to a breakthrough with the Duraframe iBots. I can feel it. Yes, sir, I understand that we need the Duraframe assets for Hellfire armor, but... No, sir. Yes, sir. I understand, sir. I'll tell the team to start disassembling the ED series prototypes right away. Eddie, you little rascal, were you eavesdropping again? I think those videos you watch are a bad influence on you. How much of that did you hear? Didn't Dr. Grant say she'd upgraded your navigational systems? And I think I have an idea. How'd you like to be just like Ralphie?
It's a sin. Millions of hearts have been broken just because these words were spoken. So be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to help along. Be sure it's true when you say I love you, honey. Call. You got sense enough to know it's a sin to lie. Yes, I do. I long. If you break my heart, I die. So be sure it's true when you say I love you.
to the Mr. New Vegas show. The show with, in my opinion, which I respect, the best looking audience around. Somebody prove me wrong? And now the news. Witnesses report a huge object or creature surfacing in Lake Mead. So far, photos of the so-called Lake Mead monster are grainy and underexposed. Moving on. A Legion slaver party was wiped out in a failed raid of the Bitter Springs refugee camp, with 2 armed civilians inflicting heavy Legion casualties. One witness said, quote, God sent us 2 angels, and at least one had him a .308 caliber flaming sword of justice with a telescopic sight. You know, I think all news, whether it's good or bad, brings us closer together. Don't you? More music just ahead. gentlemen, welcome to our program. This is Mr. New Vegas, and each and every one of you is wonderful in your own special way. I've got news for you. Scavengers report hulking individuals moving around Hidden Valley after dusk, but have been unable to identify them due to low visibility. Also, rumors persist about a super mutant refuge nestled high in a ski lodge to the northwest. If you should find it, do not, repeat, do not belittle a super mutant for taking the bunny slope. That's all for now. This is Mr. New Vegas saying, I'm just no good without you. And now, Nat King Cole reminding us what really matters with Love Me As Though There Were No Tomorrow. Because in New Vegas, hey, you never know.
Love me as though there were no tomorrow. Take me out of this world tonight. Take me, make me forget my sorrow. So when I wake tomorrow, I'll know our love was right. Kiss me as though it were now or never. Teach me all that a heart should know. Love me as though there were no tomorrow. Oh, my darling, love me. Don't ever let me go. Love me as though there were no tomorrow. Oh, my darling, love me. Don't ever let me go.
Howdy, folks. It's Mr. New Vegas, and I have a good feeling about all of you listening. Here are our top stories. Good Springs has fended off a mob of escaped convicts after organizing an impromptu militia. This according to an old man armed to the teeth with dynamite. In addition, a large unidentified aircraft has been seen circling the skies above the New Vegas Strip. Freesiders are hoping they'll drop food. But I wouldn't get your hopes up, Freesiders. You know, I think all news, whether it's good or bad, brings us closer together. Don't you? You know, sometimes the journey beats the destination. And especially if your spurs go jingle, jangle, jingle, and you meet some nice gals along the way.
uploaded destination coordinates for our outpost in Navarro into your system. I want you to go to the Enclave there, okay? You understand me? It's gonna be a long journey, my little friend. You'll have to fly very far. Fly very fast. Can you do that? I know you can. Be careful out there, Eddie. Maybe I'll see you again someday.
service you can count on. That's all for now. This is Mr. New Vegas saying, I'm just no good without you. Got some songs coming up for you right now, at least one. again, Mr. New Vegas, reminding you that you're nobody. Nobody loves you. Somebody is me. I love you. If you like news, you're gonna love our next segment. Rumors persist about a super mutant refuge nestled high in the ski lodge to the northwest. If you can find it, do not belittle a super mutant for taking the bunny slope. In addition, we're hearing rumors that he have been assassinated by an unknown party. It is currently not known how the assassin was able to evade security. Once again, Caesar dead. A shocking turn of events whose impact is anyone's guess at this point. That news was brought to you by the Tops Casino. You'll dig us, baby. We're the Tops. Hey, New Vegas, have you ever said you love someone when it wasn't quite true? You have, but you shouldn't, because it's a sin to tell a lie.
Millions of hearts were spoken. I So be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a be sure it's true. When you say
Welcome back to the Mr. New Vegas show. The show with, in my opinion, which I respect, the best looking audience around. Somebody prove me wrong? Here are our top stories. We're hearing rumors that Caesar may have been assassinated by an unknown party. It is currently not known how the assassin was able to evade security. Once again, Caesar dead. A shocking turn of events whose impact is anyone's guess at this point. Also, Prim formally sworn in as sheriff today. Our NV reporters were on hand to hear the new sheriff address the crowd.
People of Prim, the NCR wishes to inform you that you are under their jurisdiction now. And from now on, you're going to be living by our rules.
The news has been brought to you by the Vicky and Vance Casino. Vicky and Vance, be our partners in crime. You're gonna love this next song, I guarantee it.
I kissed her, she kissed me. Like the fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? just like the fella said. Tell me quick, ain't love a kick in the head? One said, ain't that a kick in the head? Like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in a boat? My head keeps spinning, I go twisting to keep grinning. If this is just the beginning, my life is gonna be beautiful. She's telling me we'll be wed. She's picked out a king-size bed. I couldn't feel any better, or I'd be sick. Tell me quick, oh, ain't love a kick? Tell me quick, ain't love a kick in the head?
Play it again, my Johnny. Maybe you're cold, but you're so warm inside. I was always a fool. For the one they call Johnny Guitar. Play it again, Johnny Guitar. What if you go? What if you stay? I love you. What if you're cruel? You can be kind. I know. There was never a man like my Johnny, like the one they call Johnny Guitar.
swinging with the man in the moon. Why don't you go? Take it slow. And don't you know, all your lovely dreams will come true. So just close your eyes. Listen to a sweet lullaby. Sleep softly, sleep, and let the world go by.
Welcome back to the program. This is Mr. New Vegas, and I hope I'm not coming on too strong. Whoops, better put on my newsman fedora here. A Legion slaver party was wiped out in a failed raid of the Bitter Springs refugee camp, with 2 armed civilians inflicting heavy Legion casualties. One witness said, quote, God sent us 2 angels, and at least one had him a .308 caliber flaming sword of justice with a telescopic sight. Also, Prim formally sworn in new sheriff today. RNV reporters were on hand to hear the new sheriff address the crowd.
People of Brim, the NCR wishes to inform you that you are under their jurisdiction now. And from now on, you're gonna be living by our rules.
You know, I think all news, whether it's good or bad, brings us closer together. Don't you? And now, Nat King Cole reminding us what really matters with love me as though there were no tomorrow. Because in New Vegas, hey, you never know.
Love me as though there were no out of this world tonight. Take me, make me forget sorrow. So when I wake tomorrow, I'll know our love was right. All that a heart should know. Love me as though there were no tomorrow. Oh, my darling, love me. Don't ever let me go. Love me as though there were no tomorrow. Oh, my darling, love me. Don't ever let me go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is